Tonight, panicked families are struggling to find formula to feed their babies. A devastating shortage has left supermarket shelves empty across the country.
We should not be in a situation where we are questioning, is there enough food in this country to feed babies?
If we don't take a moment and respect infant formula, see the value of infant formula, then we're never going to get the attention it needs. Frankly, I think it is a shame that it has taken a national shortage for us to wake up and realize how important this essential good is. I was in the corporate world. I loved my job in tech and never saw myself leaving, but I had my first kid. And I went into motherhood just assuming I would breastfeed. I thought it would be easy and beautiful and everything that society tells you, and it just wasn't. I actually felt lied to by the world. And I had to turn to infant formula because I wasn't able to exclusively breastfeed her. I'd always thought about starting a company. I mean, the idea of being an entrepreneur has always been in my DNA of some sort, but it's only when you're hit with an experience that you truly feel I have an opportunity to change, and I viscerally feel what it means to go through it, and it just hit me, like, this is what I need to do.
Bobbie is an organic infant formula. We're USDA organic. We source our milk from grass-fed cows from Organic Valley, and we place the highest importance on the highest quality ingredients. Laura and I worked together for several years at Airbnb. While I was at Airbnb, I was actually the first mom to return from maternity leave. I successfully breastfed my entire maternity leave. I was lucky to have 4 months off, and it all came down when I went back to work. Where do we find 35 extra hours a week when you're trying to pump in between meetings, you're racing to work, you're racing home, and for many, there's no balance in that. It's very difficult.
I've been using the word surreal a lot lately. There's nothing more surreal than what's happening right now.
Next tonight, the growing baby formula shortage. 70% of formula supplies now out of stock nationwide.
What has essentially happened is that this concentrated industry became something that we became so dependent on as a country. One player was responsible for serving a large percentage of the population. And when they're unable to do so, all of the other smaller players are unable to keep up. I was also comparing it to what it meant to be a mother in Europe, and my sister and my cousins were having kids, and they were proud of the products that they were feeding their babies. The last time Europe updated their nutritional standards was in 2019. So the EC changed their standards, and all of the infant formula companies in Europe raised the bar. The last time we updated the nutritional standards here in the US was in the 1980s. So while science has evolved, we haven't seen the nutritional standards evolve to meet them. And then I looked around and I found that a lot of mothers here in the US are actually turning to a European black market to buy infant formula. And it struck me, why aren't we proud of products that are being made here in the US? I know firsthand why the industry is set up the way it is.
There are huge regulatory requirements. There's a lot of expertise. There's existing relationships that are in the industry that we didn't have and other newcomers don't have. It's also very capital intensive. You have to place a really big bet. Infant formula has long lead times, 2-3 years. And for these reasons, it's been very, very challenging for new players to be able to enter the space.
2 companies own the majority of the market. One of those companies that's serving 50% of the market had a recall of their product.
And Bobbie found ourselves in the middle of an industry national crisis that completely changed the way that we do business today. And we've really had to get very creative to figure out how to fill this void. Since the infant formula shortage, we literally saw our customer base double. And we were faced with some very critical business decisions. When our customers subscribed to us, we subscribed to them. Our customers, we believe, are some of the only parents who did not suffer or were not impacted actually by the shortage that we're seeing at hand right now.
The real win is receiving that letter that speaks to how we gave that parent peace of mind. Because there's so many other joys in parenting. Feeding should not be the thing that you're worried about. We built this company entirely remotely. And getting in front of our consumers, getting in front of our parents is so important to be close to those using the product.
Hello! It's so good to meet you! Look at him, he's been on Bobbie now for what, several months?
He has been, yeah. We're pretty much since the beginning, actually.
Oh!
Yeah, we supplemented with Bobbie.
Aren't you gorgeous?
Thank you so much for being part of our Bobbie family.
Yeah, thanks so much.
I've been getting this question a lot recently, which is what should change as we think about the future of infant formula? Yes, we need to provide more funding and more resources to the FDA. We need to support smaller businesses to get in and provide options and diversify the market. We also need to make sure that when you look at the balance of different products on the market, they're serving different types of people. Those of low income, those who can afford it. We can play a role in changing culture, changing the way people see this product, changing the way people feed their babies. In 5 years, I hope we've eradicated stigma, and if we have, then we've done our job.